Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit Acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.
Correct. It is the Cam Show on Rogue Media Sports Network on this Thursday, high noon Eastern time. Every weekday is when we're live on YouTube, 11 a.m. Central, following the Pete Souza Show. And then wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke will be joining us. We will have Matt Barry of the Bruins Benders podcast in the second segment. We're going to be talking some Patriots in this first one, and then some Celtics in the third one. So we're really rounding things out here. We're giving you the full Boston sports experience on this Thursday that I definitely woke up today thinking was Friday. Oh, the duality of man. Earlier this week on Tuesday, I thought it was Monday for the second day in a row, and now I'm thinking it's Friday the day before. We're back. Technical difficulties. We've managed to get through it somehow here at the Rogue Media Sports Network. It is the Cam Show. Probably just don't log out the accounts that are live on StreamYard. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Let's just get into it then. We're talking Patriots today. Patriots in the free agent market. The Patriots free agency, the cap room they have available, this is going to be a big talking point of this offseason. And it seems to be obviously one of the things that attracted Mike Vrabel to the job, and probably some of his assistant coaches as well. But what I don't want to get caught up in is the fact that the Patriots have all this cap space, and therefore they will be a good football team next year. It certainly should give you hope as a fan, but like there's no guarantee this front office will handle this well. We don't know. And there are some people now, some of the beat writers, people following this team, who are now saying, well, yeah, you can't give Elliott Wolf just 1 year. That's too harsh to say he was a failure after 1 year. But honestly, looking back, last year they had some cap room, and they decided to re-sign all these guys that were drafted and developed by the head coach and GM that they said was ruining the organization. And they just re-signed them all. Peppers, Onwenu, Duggar, all these guys. And then suddenly it's like, well, you can't blame Elliott Wolf for, re-signing the guys that the guy before him signed, as if that makes any sense. So now you do go in with a ton of cap room, more cap space than anyone in the league, well over $100 million to play with. And the last time they did that, granted with Belichick in 2021, I think they did a good job. They probably overpaid for some guys, but that's kind of what you have to do. And it was a free agency that took you from a mediocre team to a playoff team the next year, right? And so obviously there are some more steps for the Patriots to go. That 2020 team, even as bad as that was better than this 24 team. But you went out there and you got, Matthew Judon, you got Hunter Henry, Devon Godshaw. Those are all good pieces. You might have paid a little too much for Godshaw, but still, those are all good pieces. Hunter Henry still contributing for you today, still your leading receiver today, which, isn't great in a vacuum, but you got good value from those guys. You also missed on a couple, right? You missed on, the Aguilars of the world, Devontae Parker the next year. You missed out on Jonnu Smith, but for the most part, you overspent, but made your team significantly better in the short term. And that's what the Patriots can do with this offseason. Ronnie Stanley is the name I keep looking at. 31 years old, but he's going to go to market as a left tackle from Baltimore. I get it. 31 years old. Why are you signing a 31-year-old tackle? There's concerns about like why he's even making it to market, right? Like good tackles don't usually make it to market. Here's a guy who has proven to be a good tackle in Ronnie Stanley, and he's somehow getting to market as a 31-year-old. And that's probably because A, the Ravens run a good organization. There we go. And B, the other part of this is the Patriots really aren't in a position to worry too much about that. Because it's not, first off, Ronnie Stanley's not getting a 4-year deal. You got to get a 2-year deal, team option third, right? That to me is totally worth it from where you're at right now. In a normal year, you're probably not wasting that. You're probably not saying I'm not going out paying a premium for a 31-year-old tackle who has made it to market. But you literally did not have an NFL tackle last year. Not at left tackle, not at right tackle. You did not have an NFL replacement level tackle the whole of last year. So you can't be too picky when it comes to the age of your tackle or, wonder why he's hitting free agency. Can't be too picky about that. It's not going to cost you a ton anyway. You're not going to give him a 5-year contract. So to me, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about going after Ronnie Stanley because he instantly makes you better than what you were. And now what's so interesting about this is free agency comes first. And in most years, the Patriots would know 1 or 2 guys, probably not even needing to go to a third option, at who they're going to pick at number 4 in the draft. This is not every other year. This draft sucks. So there's still no guarantee which of those quarterback-hungry teams in the top 3 are actually going to go after a quarterback, right? Like, there's still no guarantee of that. And now, there's all kinds of Easter eggs being thrown around, specifically from Tennessee, who's picking number 1, and their GM saying, we won't skip out on a generational talent just because we're looking at quarterback. And now there's options out there. Who knows what the Saints do with Derek Carr? Sam Darnold's probably going to be on the move. He had a great year this past year. So there's going to be options for some of these teams to just, either go out and get somebody at quarterback or get someone to give them a year, or even try the Will Levis thing for 1 more year in order to get Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. So all that to say, with the Patriots, it changes how you're going to do free agency, because realistically, you need both tackle positions. You need, and this is just for free agency and the draft, like anything to fill your roster, you need these things. Left and right tackle, you need some depth at corner, you need edge rusher, you need wide receiver. And you probably need depth at tight end and running back. But those other 4 is what we're really looking at here. And on a normal year, you should be able to say, I'm going to get either Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter in the draft. So let's work the rest of our free agency with that knowledge in mind. And maybe it's like, hey, we're going to get Travis Hunter. So maybe we do push for TJ Watt, because some sports books are putting the best odds to get TJ Watt to the Patriots. That would be fascinating. Or if you're saying, Carter's our guy, let's allocate some extra money towards wide receiver. T. Higgins is going to be the hot name, but T. Higgins is a guy who's going to be, apparently, according to reports, demanding north of $30 million per year. Justin Jefferson money. CeeDee Lamb kind of money. And I know you've probably got to overpay a little bit to go and get a top tier free agent wide receiver to come play for the Patriots these days, come play in Foxborough. But T. Higgins ain't that. He's not Justin Jefferson, man. Sorry. He's a good player. I like him. And his numbers, none of them are as good as Justin Jefferson. I mean, Jefferson's a 100 reception guy as an X receiver, 1,500 yards, 15 per catch. to do the quick math there. T. Higgins was 30th in receptions this year. Missed a game or two, right? But 73 catches, 10 touchdowns, obviously better than what the Patriots have right now. Much better than what the Patriots have right now. In fact, with these numbers, he would be comfortably their leading receiver in yards, their leading receptions guy, and very comfortably their touchdowns leader. But then again, Justin Jefferson has much better numbers, and he is the alpha on his team. T. Higgins has worse numbers and is the secondary guy on his team when the defense is game planning around the guy on the other side. Now, I'm not comparing him to Justin Jefferson to say, oh, the Patriots should get Justin Jefferson instead. Obviously, that's not the case. But I'm saying if he's going to demand $30+ million per year, which is very possible, then I think the Patriots need to take a long, hard look at this and say, you know what? Let's unleash Pop Douglas in the slot position, and we'll go out and get some older guys who are cheaper. Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin, all out there on the market this year. Maybe let's get two of those guys at the same price that we would give to T. Higgins, maybe even a little bit less because they're on the back nine of their careers. Cooper Kupp is still one that is probably going to be out there as well. He's probably going to get cut by the Rams. Like if I'm the Patriots, I'm okay with them getting two guys, 30 or north of, rather than a 20. She just turned 26. T. Higgins. So 29 or north of. I think Kupp's 29 to go out and get two of those guys at the same price you would have got one T. Higgins, who has not proven to be a number one guy yet. Again, he's better than what you have right now, for sure. He upgrades you, but Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin, and Cooper Kupp are all guys that would elevate you. And certainly two of them would elevate you. But I have a feeling that T. Higgins will be the guy that they circle in free agency. And if you are able to, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, if you're able to fix those two positions and three players, so two tackles and a wide receiver, a winning X wide receiver, then you're in a good spot. Then you're in a good spot. Because I think the other things, offensively, you can fill depth-wise through the draft, those being, second tight end, second running back. Those were big problems for the Patriots this year. I guess third running back because you got Antonio Gibson for another year. And he was fine. But you've just got so much to fix. And this is where it's almost beneficial. It's almost beneficial to the general manager. Is you've got so much to fix, like the rest of it's so bad that almost no matter what move you make, you're improving it. Right? Like 2020 to 2021, like you had such a lack of weapons for Cam Newton, who wasn't going to really execute that anyway. You had such a lack of weapons that bringing in Nelson Aguilar, as bad as that became, was still an upgrade. Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, still an upgrade. Those three guys you look at as your offensive weapons that you signed, you won that free agency because one of them was good. But I'm telling you, man, Chris Godwin is not a bad one to look at. Like, truly. I know he's only a little bit older. He's still 28. He's about to turn 29. He's going to turn 29 by the time this next season kicks off. He had an injury that ended the season. He ended the season on IR, but he still caught 50 balls for 576 and 5 touchdowns on what was a pretty solid team this year for Tampa. And he did that in only 7 games. 7 games. He had 50 receptions and 5 touchdowns. The guy can still produce, man. And as bad as it is, he's probably going to be a little bit cheaper than normal, than market value for him because he's coming off an injury. I would love to bring in Chris Godwin, even if it's as insurance, even if you do spend $26 million a year for T. Higgins and you get Chris Godwin for, under 10. 9.5, 10 million bucks a year. I'd do that. I'd use, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson money on those two guys. No problem. That's an instant upgrade. And again, with Pop Douglas, I'm expecting a bigger year out of him. That's someone you can actually develop who's on your roster right now, and there's probably no one else in that receiver room you could do that for. But you have a guy in Josh McDaniels who, more than anyone probably in the history of the NFL, has made the slot receiver position a very productive one in New England. So and again, with what I said on the show yesterday, he needs that safety blanket. Drake May does. And Hunter Henry is nice, but from all that we've seen in the flashes of Pop Douglas, that dude can be a playmaker in the NFL. It can be more than nice. He can be pretty good and can really elevate what Drake May can do next year. But certainly that's the case with guys like T. Higgins and Chris Godwin, or even Cooper or Diggs, man. I mean, I know those guys are a little bit older too. They're both in their 30s, I think, but they've still produced. They still produce year after year. Amari Cooper keeps getting traded, and when he's actually healthy, he's a guy. You know what I mean? And still better than what the Patriots have right now. That's for sure. I know Cooper didn't do too much with Buffalo in the back half of the season, but 20 catches in 8 games, a couple of touchdowns. He's never scored more than 10 touchdowns in a year. Never scored double-digit touchdowns. Does that surprise you? It surprised me when I looked at it because he's always been a productive receiver. By the way, he will be 31 by the time you're playing games this year. And Stephon Diggs, I mean, we obviously saw what he could do in Buffalo for those years that some people thought he was done. Goes to Houston, still, has the injury this year, which is another one that you got to worry about because he'll be turning 32 during the season. But still, I mean, 8 games this year, 47 catches. That's better than anything you have right now. 3 touchdowns, 496 yards in 8 games with Houston this year. Still better than anything you've got. So anyway, it's an improvement. Needing improvement are the Boston Bruins. Let's talk to Matt Barry coming up next on what the Bruins need to do to improve. It could be a long one. That's next.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Unlock a world of convenience with MullyBox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. Unlock your full potential with Onnit, your go-to for premium supplements, fitness gear, and wellness essentials. Whether you're training hard, recovering faster, or just looking to feel your best, Onnit has the tools you need to perform at your peak. Visit Onnit, that's ONNIT.com, and elevate your mind, body, and spirit today. At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
At Tusain's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
Calling all Marvel fans, get Marvel Unlimited and unlock over 30,000 comics featuring your favorite heroes and iconic stories, all available to read anytime, anywhere. Whether you're into classic tales or the latest adventures, there's something for everyone. Don't miss out. Head to marvel.com/unlimited today and start your Marvel journey now. At Angel Bliss, we believe every parent's journey is a beautiful adventure. Our mission is to make it joyful and stress-free with thoughtful, safe, and innovative products. Born from a love for family, we promise peace of mind for parents and comfort for babies. From playtime to bedtime, every Angel Bliss product is designed with care, reliability, and a style to nurture the special bond between parent and child. Angel Bliss, creating happy memories, one baby at a time. Visit us at angelbliss.us. Angel Bliss.
Here we go. We're back on the Cam Show. Matt Barry, Bruins Benders podcast, joining us as he does every Thursday. And Matt, I'm hearing that Buffalo's really about to go on a tear now. I think this was just to wake up a sleeping giant. That's what the experts are telling me.
Yeah, it's get right. If you want to get right, play the Boston Bruins.
Special the Bruins, man. Come back from a road trip. Even give the Bruins a day to, see the sights and sounds of Buffalo. Give them a whole day, and don't worry, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll set up for a Bruins win, and they continue on a path here, and they just lay an absolute egg.
That was so bad, and I could watching it on TV. Obviously, you saw it's like barely it's a half full building. And whenever they would show the Sabres fans after a Sabres goal, they were almost shocked what was happening, more so than just being really happy and chucking it in the faces of all the Bruins fans that were there. They were just stunned to see it. I mean, what a disaster. Yeah. What a disaster.
If you had double hat tricks in DraftKings, then you're sitting pretty today.
Shit. Yes. You're on a better vacation than going to Buffalo. I'll tell you that much, dude.
For sure.
That was, and what's so sad is that's not a standalone game for the Bruins. That we've seen that several times. This is the worst team we've seen them do it against. Mm-hmm. But what was it? 5 times they've been beaten by 5 or more goals.
Yeah, 5 times. Yeah. And they're 1-7-1 on the road since Christmas. A lot of these disasters are on the road. 8-1 Winnipeg, 5-1 Seattle. Seattle was another team that's just not great.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Those are back-to-back games. Yep.
So those are back-to-back games after you won 4 in a row. So that their only 4-game winning streak all year was December 1st to 7th, I think it was, and then the next 2 games were those 2.
And I have a feeling those 4 were against 4 non-playoff teams.
And they were Philly, and Montreal, and there were 4 non-playoff teams. 4 bad teams. Yeah.
I can't. I know this isn't the only thing, but I can't look past goal differential, and it's so horrid. Only the Penguins are worse in the East. Mm-hmm. The Islanders are much better at goal differential, and they're an awful team. Yeah. And that's again, if this was ever brought up in a management press conference or whatever, they would say, well, you care about winning games and you care about making the playoff. But I think the goal differential is a pretty good indication of where you actually stand, if you actually deserve to be in or not. And the -20, it took them a lot to get back to -20. And now here they are after a game in Buffalo, -25. Am I looking too much into that, or is that a good indication of how much you suck?
Well, I think the indication is that when it goes off the rails, it goes off the rails. Yeah. And This
Which
team
checks out.
in the past, this team has been able to sort of struggle through a half and then get it right and squeeze out a couple of points or a point in the past. Like they showed some in-game resilience. There's not a lot of in-game resilience with this club. I mean, there's some, you can argue that there's some, within, between games or in stretches where they'll come back and they'll win 2 or 3, or, they'll get it right for a little bit. But in game, when it goes off the rails, it goes off the rails completely. And that's where your goal differential comes in. All those blowout losses, is an indicator. So I don't know if it's that it's a true indication of who the best and worst are, but it is an indication in their case that when they aren't playing well, it doesn't get better in game.
And that was so indicative of this game in Buffalo in terms of the in-game adjustments, because they're down 3-1 going into the third, which is obviously not the place you want to be. They were not playing good hockey. They didn't have any energy. But like, you just had a couple of, good third periods, right? Mm-hmm. Ottawa, you kept the shutout on them, and then you have a comeback against Colorado, a team that's much better than you, on Saturday in the third period. And so, like, it should be like, all right, boys, you know what? Screw this. Like, we haven't played well so far. This is one where you're like, hey, let's get a point out of it, right? Mm-hmm. Let's fight like hell. We've been a good third period team lately. Let's not revert back to that old shit. And then they get outscored 4-1 in the third period by the 30th ranked team in the league. So it's brutal. I want to bring up this tweet though from last night, a big one from NBC Sports Boston. They ran a poll. Which is the worst contract in Boston sports right now?
So this,
They have 3 Bruins on there. Yeah. Jeremy Swayman, Charlie McAvoy, Hampus Lindholm. I'm lost on that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you. It speaks to Boston sports and media in general, like the radio scene, the TV scene. They don't really watch much Bruins. Like, the Bruins are like the 4th team, even still with the Red Sox being almost irrelevant. They're still the 4th team when it comes to the media. They just won't cover it right. And I don't know what it is, but if there's not enough access from the team, or they just don't think it's worth it to cover as much. But you don't hear about the Bruins much on sports radio at all, unless it's a disaster, unless something happens badly. Mm-hmm. So the problem I have with that is that Hampus Lindholm's contract is a good one.
Yeah,
like, he makes $6 million. He plays 23 minutes a game. He's a good player, making really affordable, fair money, in my opinion. I mean, does he irritate you sometimes? Sure, but for the most part, and before he got hurt, he was arguably your best player.
Yeah,
in that time too. So the Lindholm thing's ridiculous, and I don't know if anybody. See, to me, that's some intern who has some narrative that they've heard in the past that I don't get. Swayman, you could argue right now because he just hasn't lived up to it. And then McAvoy's a good argument too, because he's just not quite, the offensive piece. He's not like the Makars and is he an Adam Fox? Or what is he? You know what I mean? And I think he's a really good defenseman, but is he even top 10 in the league? I don't know. I don't know.
And so that becomes a good worth question of 9.5. Is he worth 9.5? Like, no, I want to keep McAvoy, but 9.5. That's probably high. That's probably high.
I think it's more like 8 that he's probably worth.
Yeah, that's probably a better number.
But then you just what are we doing? I mean, is it a million off or so?
I mean, Hampus isn't even the worst Lindholm on the team. Like, he's not even close, actually. I would say both of these free agent signings over the summer, well, actually all 3, because Swayman would be in there too, would be the contracts I'd have up there. You guys talked about Nikita Zadorov on the pod, and this is one that fascinates me. I did a segment the other day about I've never wanted someone to be good that just isn't more than Nikita Zadorov. Like, because it just reverts back to the Neanderthal meathead Bruins fan in me, that when they signed him, I was still pretty skeptical. This was his 6th team at age 29. He doesn't obviously produce a lot offensively, but I'm like, hell yeah, big guy, big hits. Sure. All right, I'm in. Sure. And he's been okay at times this year. He's their only plus defenseman that plays regularly. But there's still so much to be desired, man. Like I put a comment in the post game the other night of Like Tage Thompson is just skating through the zone. And I know he's a big guy and he's fast, but Zadorov is just like wiggling his stick. Just like wiggling his stick in front of him. And I'm just like, fucking just try to hit him. Like do something. And there's so much of that it's like, he's not as bad as Lindholm. Lindholm is a third line center for you that's completely invisible at 8 3/4 or 7 3/4, whatever it is. But Zadorov, I'm just like, is there going to be any more from him? Is this a guy who's going to flip a switch in the playoff because that's what everyone says?
Well, I mean, he even kind of said it when he said it. He was here for the playoffs. And so you kind of wonder if this is kind of him, just, kind of, pacing himself until he gets there. And I'll tell you that I've been impressed a little bit with the kind of his leadership. He's talked to the media a little bit. He stood up for, he was the only one who really seemed to give a damn.
I was going to say, there's a lot of games like that where it seems like he's the only one who's willing to drop the gloves, or even just the other night, I know he's going after a guy who was 60 pounds heavier than, but at least giving a shit. Like if Trent Frederick can't give you that, I guess, so therefore he gives you nothing. But yeah. I mean, I think he's not worth $5 million, and I think that's going to stick with him the entire time he's here. Like it's just going to stick with him. It's the contract, number one, and number two, I think he's kind of as advertised. He's been a highly penalized player in his career. He gives a little more offensively than he's shown in the past. Yeah, his giveaways are worse than
playoff.
Ever.
Yeah, especially in that playoff last year where he actually had an excellent playoff. So I guess you can count on that if they make it. So but he's a third pair guy making $5 million. So that's kind of what he is right now. He's not real fleet of foot. He doesn't really move laterally well. He can be exposed at times, but he's a +9. But I'll say this, he's a +8 when the goalie's pulled. So that's really a +1. But
it's a plus. I mean, compared to the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Shit. I do remember you guys brought up that stat. That's incredible. +8 with the goalie pulled. I mean, hey, some of the
they put him in a good role there. I mean, they score when the goalie's pulled, I guess.
But I mean, in terms of the contracts, like what more can we even say about Elias Lindholm? I mean, on his best nights, he's just invisible. On his worst nights, it's pretty bad. What a major miss. But I mean, we've talked about that ad nauseum.
I hate to say it's a surprise, but we talked about this on the pod, and my partner Smitty was on it from the get-go. He said, this guy is more 40 points than he is 80 points.
Yeah.
And that happened a while back with Matt Tkachuk and the late Johnny Gaudreau on his line. Mm-hmm. And they had tons of points and goals.
Yeah.
So when he doesn't play with guys of that caliber, then this is what you get. And this is what they have a third line center who's making 7.5 for a long time. And he's 31 or 30 he's 30 years old. It's not like he's 27. Man. He's 30.
That's so
this is a bad one. This is worse than Charlie Coyle was when he first signed that contract, and everybody was like, whoa, like that's a little bit too much for him. This is worse than that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, definitely. And it's just there's with Zadorov, there's a path for it to see it become better. Like, I mean, I know we didn't have a great start to the season when these guys were in the lineup, but when you have McAvoy and Lindholm back, and maybe there's a little less ice time and a little different situations for Zadorov, maybe that makes it look better. With Lindholm, there's no saving it. Like there's no other center that you're bringing in right now. That's such a mess, dude. Oh my God. Anyway, speaking of like the front office and management with the Bruins, they are welcoming someone new into the fold. Zdeno Chara now back with the team in a very vague role, right? Helping out players, helping out coaching staff, mentorship. I find this really interesting, Matt, because he's been in Boston the whole time. And you remember it was weird that he wasn't at the Centennial game thing. Like he lives in the North End. It was odd that he wasn't there. He said in his retirement ceremony he wanted to be part of the Bruins at some point. And now he comes in this kind of vague role. And I can't help but think this is a year where, the Bruins are probably going to have a new coaching staff next year. Yeah. And there's still an opportunity that there will be front office spots open this summer, GM specifically. I don't know that he jumps to that, but you're seeing a lot more players than ever kind of in that front office role. Maybe even, and I'm not even saying, oh, Chara's going to be your next head coach, but with a new head coach comes a new staff. Do you think Chara's in a more prominent role next year? Do you think this is a way to kind of ease him into learning the ropes a little bit and getting him into a front office or bench role next year?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this could be more of a repairing the relationship kind of move with them, because there was a little bit of a talk that he didn't love how it ended here. They kind of gave up on him, kind of pushed him aside. I don't know how much.
Not a terrible move by the Bruins, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
play-wise,
at the time, I thought it was okay to move on from him. I mean, he was a pylon at the end.
The last 2 years.
I love the guy, but for God's sakes, that's actually a move they should make more of, is to move on from a guy that's not getting it done. That type of thing. So it's so that's kind of what I don't know. That's kind of what it is. I mean, I don't know. I think that's all it really is right now.
Almost token-ish, right? Like, hey, let's just get you back in here, get you part of this thing. I understand that. I'm okay with that. Yeah. And they're also,
you know what? It could be, but I just, the Bruins have been very in-house with all their hirings. I mean, they usually have former players, Adam McQuaid, and usually have former players doing things. They don't really go outside the organization much. Like, it's always kind of, in their own little world kind of thing. And I think that this is just another case of, let's bring a guy in, a name in. Might have been a little bit of a PR thing too, which I don't think really flies all that well as they probably think. But they probably thought, let's put some good news out there and get everybody all excited about Z, when you don't even know what the hell he's doing. Like, I don't even know what he's doing. He could be sweeping floors or selling hot dogs. I don't know what he's doing. So
that would be interesting. Sure.
6'9" guy selling hot dogs outside.
Can't miss him for some great commercials. Yeah.
But I don't think speaks to a bigger thing. But who knows? I really don't think Don Sweeney or Cam Neely are losing their job at the end of the season. I really don't.
I know, it sucks.
Which is not great.
So let me ask you this then. Which 2011 Bruins Stanley Cup champion would you rather have running the power play? Chris Kelly or Zdeno Chara?
Well, I'd rather have Cam Stewart.
Thank you. It's like literally anybody.
And literally anybody. The two of us could probably come up with a goal or two or a scheme or two.
Okay.
And I can't even skate.
More than they got.
And I think I can do it.
Me neither. I just, I can't get over that picture from a few weeks ago of like the Bruins down a goal, minute 20
huddling up around Chris Kelly.
Kelly's got the board out.
Kelly, like, Stonehands Kelly out there. Yeah.
And that makes me actually, going back to the Zadorov thing, like, I called him at best you want him to be the poor man's Chara, but really right now he's the homeless man's Chara.
Right.
And what sucks about a guy that big is he doesn't have any semblance of a shot. Like, you know what I mean? That guy should be like a on your second power play, right? Which doesn't have much going for it anyway. Like, he should just have a bomb of a shot. Or you go to what Chara did in, like, what was it, 12, 13, 14, where he's in front of the net. And he just screened guys, and he had some hand eye, he had some stick skill.
Throws the door in front of the net. Yeah.
Like, at that point, like, what could be worse? Chris Kelly was on those teams that did that. Oh, that's wild.
I don't know.
Anyway, they lost to Buffalo the other night, big time, so they're probably going to win tonight against Winnipeg, right?
Probably. Yeah, that's how it usually works. Yeah, they'll probably win at home. They play well at home. We'll probably win tonight.
It'll win 3-1. Morgan Geekie will score again. He'll have a couple points. Yep. It will be totally okay. Yeah. Oh, anyway, Matt Bear, you guys had another episode go out today. Special guest on it. Yeah. What was going on in that? Where can people find it?
Yeah, Mark Diver was on tonight for New England Hockey Journal this morning. We dropped it on all platforms and on YouTube. We talked prospects and how the gap of the prospects might even be bigger than you think as far as who can help. So that wasn't very good, very positive, but he was great. And, we talked about Zadorov. We talked about, all sorts of things we try to be positive, but it's just not working right now. But we also had we each had five kind of targets trade wise that like realistic kind of targets, maybe under the radar guys too. So that was an interesting conversation too. And it's out right now. We'll do the post game tonight after Winnipeg.
Looking forward to it. That prospects thing, if it's in writing, is like that scene in Airplane where she's like, can I actually get some lighter reading material? Oh, here's the Bruins prospects handbook. Yeah, it's a pamphlet. Anyway, catch them on the post game tonight. I'll certainly be in there and following along after the Bruins inevitably beat Winnipeg. Matt Barry of the Bruins Benders podcast. We'll see him back there next Thursday. Matt, appreciate you coming on.
You got it, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll see Matt next week. And we roll on with some Celtics talk and who their actual best player might be. That's next on the Cam Show.
Are you ready to take control of your health? At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. Say goodbye to long waits and office visits. Check your health on your own terms with 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today and free yourself from traditional medicine. That's the number 4uhealth.com. Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today. At Fullwell, we bring together the expertise of registered dietitians, MDs, and OBGYNs to give you the best fertility support. Our research-backed bioavailable formulas are crafted with your health in mind, ensuring the highest quality and safety. From preconception to pregnancy and beyond, we exceed industry standards with independent testing for harmful contaminants. With our comprehensive practitioner directory, personalized care is always within reach. Fullwell, your trusted partner on your fertility journey. Visit us at fullwellfertility.com. Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. We put every machine through 6,000 rigorous tests to guarantee long-lasting performance. With cutting-edge technology and a commitment to energy efficiency, Gevi makes your life easier, greener, and more convenient. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more. That's gevi.com.
Have you ever watched true crime television and wondered, how did they get that story?
I can show you. I was a producer for 48 Hours on CBS News.
In my exclusive tell-all book, I'll take you where no audience has ever gone before. Don't miss out. Secure your copy of Killer Story: The Truth Behind True Crime Television today. Available everywhere books are sold.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. We use the finest materials like Italian top-grain leather, known for its durability and luxurious feel, and apply meticulous attention to detail in every piece we create. Our replicas are crafted with the same care and precision as the originals, but at a price that makes them accessible. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. Using advanced tech fabrics that are 100% waterproof, UV tear, and abrasion resistant, we ensure lasting durability with hand-sewn double-stitch seams. Our commitment to quality, precision engineering, and customizable options is unmatched. With vertically integrated operations and express shipping, we deliver premier protection at affordable prices. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
We have been looking for you. Wake up.
Hellhound Country, available anywhere you get your podcasts. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
We're back. It's the Cam Show. It's Rogue Media Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in every day, live, noon Eastern time, then wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Cam Stewart. Zach Burke is here. I would like to ask Zach one question before I get into this Celtics talk. And it's a very important one about movies in particular. And Zach, I don't know if you're ready for this question.
Okay.
Oh, is that a Waco Wizard shirt, by the way? Hell yes.
Yeah, I thought you would
yes.
appreciate it. There you go.
I'm gonna need one of those.
Yeah.
Is that on that website that we found a couple months ago?
No, I'll have to figure out where it was. Oddly enough, I got this as a Christmas gift, so I'll have to figure out.
Very cool.
I'll let you know.
One of these days, the Waco Wizards documentary. We'll get that done.
We're gonna put it together, and it's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be great.
Or did we decide to do it about the whole? What was it? The hockey league.
The league, yeah, the league that was in the Southwest, whatever.
Yeah.
The teams in Shreveport and Odessa and stuff. I'm telling you though, somewhere there's like a storage unit with all this shit. Like it's got a bunch of jerseys and sticks and stuff, like the Nets or like something from a Zamboni. Like there's absolutely some of that somewhere.
We got to find that. We got to hunt it down.
I know. I need that. One real quick question, because I do have to talk the Celtics thing. What is your favorite Jack Nicholson movie?
It would either be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or The Departed. And the only reason I say that is because I still haven't seen Chinatown, oddly enough, but
I don't like him.
I feel like that's another one that's really talked about in his range, but
yeah. I mean, for me, it's Chinatown and The Shining.
Okay. Forget it. Take off One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's The Shining. I don't know.
Did you forget he was in The Shining?
I forgot about that. And that's on me. So I love The Departed as a movie, but that's not because of Jack Nicholson. That's just because I really enjoyed it as a Martin Scorsese movie. But yeah, just the vehicle, it's got to be him in The Shining. He's amazing in that. He's also really good in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, those are pretty good movies. We're watching this is also kind of off topic, but movies. We were watching The Simpsons last night, and it's the one where Marge is in a musical. About Streetcar Named
Marge. Yeah, is the name of the.
Yes, is the name of the episode. Correct.
You want to know a little tidbit about that episode?
Yes, I do.
So my father-in-law is actually listed as like one of the camera operators on that episode.
Really?
Yeah, his brother worked on The Simpsons for a few years, and so he would like sneak in like family members into credits sometimes.
Your wife's uncle.
Yeah. I don't know why we never got to this actually with all of our
That's pretty cool, man.
But yeah, so there's 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure one of them is a streetcar named Marge. I don't know the second one that my father-in-law is in the credits of, with having nothing to do with it. But yeah,
that's a good episode too. It's a good episode.
It is. No, it's really good.
While we were watching it, Grace, she asked me like, "What is this Streetcar Named Desire about?" And I was like, "Do you actually want me to like break down what happens in the film / the play?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, I've never seen it, but I've seen all these kind of like homages to it in cartoons and stuff." And so I explained the movie, and she's like, "Really? I thought it was more for YouTube, I'll say, sexual assaulty." And I was like, why?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, I don't know, like brother-in-law, good looking woman. And I know that he's supposed to be like not a great guy. So I just assumed that's what it was." I was like, man, what a dark view of the world, bro. Like she's just, in fact, the woman is crazy. Like the Blanche is crazy. She's nuts. And Stanley's the only one that can see it at first. So anyway, I was like, that's a bridge to jump to.
I've never seen A Streetcar Named Desire either.
Good movie.
I know it's Brando, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brando and Vivian Lee. It's very good. It's very good. Anyway, which of course leads us right to the Boston Celtics, right? I mean,
yeah. Was that your movie? Was that your movie question?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson. I just wanted to know your favorite Jack Nicholson film.
Yeah, no, it's The Shining with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is the second. All right, back to the second.
Yes.
Real quick, Danny DeVito is amazing in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest too.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. The first time I watched that movie was in a high school class, and like he obviously doesn't talk a lot in it. And so when we were watching it, people were like, "Oh my gosh, is that Danny DeVito?" And I like scoffed at them. I was like, "Ugh, just because he's a short guy and doesn't have a lot of hair, like it It's before he's really, because I didn't watch Taxi.
Yeah.
So I didn't see him in a lot until like the 90s. And so I'm like, no, that's not
Does not look like him.
another guy. And it turns out it actually is Danny DeVito at the end. I'm like, oh my God. I feel like such a douchebag. But yes, Danny DeVito, excellent in One Flew. A streetcar named Kristaps, because while Jaylen Brown has faltered, I think, for the Celtics this year, he's had a good couple of games here, all right couple of games. But overall, I think he has been not the player he was last year. Kristaps Porzingis has been quietly such a bonus for the Celtics. I won't say a revelation because we know how good Kristaps can be, but he obviously starts the season, recovering from surgery. He doesn't play until December, and it took a couple of games, right, to get right after an injury like that. And this month of January, he has been fantastic for them. Like, he's been great. And he has this bananas game last night against the Bulls, where he has a season high, 34 points, maybe even a Celtics high for him, 34 points, 10 of 18 from the floor, 8 of 14 from three, 27 feet was his closest three-point make in the game last night. That's incredible for a guy who's 7'3" or whatever it is. 7'3", is that right? 7'2", 240. 10 of 18 from the floor, 34 points, 11 rebounds. He was just as advertised unicorn Kristaps last night. And every couple of games, you really get something like that, like a unicorn type of game. And yet for all the others, he's still pretty steady. Man, and it's just been so nice, knock the hell out of wood, that you've seen him playing loose and playing healthy for the last month, and how much that gives the Celtics, that even if Jaylen Brown is going to play like this in a 7-game series, the way he's played this year, or to be quite honest, to go after a guy I love, the way that Derek White's played the last month and a half, if those guys are going to play like that in a 7-game series, if you've got Tatum like this and Porzingis like this, you're still going to win them. Like, this is what gives me hope, even when the Celtics are not looking great, is that they have a guy like Porzingis playing loose, playing healthy, and playing very effectively. He's been in double figures every game this month after kind of getting his feet wet and getting back into the swing of things. And he's played 25 minutes in all but 2 games this month. So he's a guy who's, he's not racking up 40 minutes a game, but when he comes in and gives you 25 to 30, he's a hell of an effective player. 33 minutes last night for those 34 points. Against Golden State, 18 points in 22 minutes in a 40-point victory. Like, what more can you ask for from the guy? It's just so special, man. And you forget that trade was a steal. I know we all love Marcus Smart. I did too. But to think you got Porzingis and a pick for Marcus Smart, that's highway robbery, man. Like, take all the emotional heart and hustle bullshit out of it. Like, just in terms of production, Porzingis is a much better player and a much tougher mismatch. And the guy plays with heart and intensity too. You know what I mean? Like, he makes big plays. And we will always remember that first quarter of game 1 of the NBA Finals, where for 12, 15 minutes in that first half, I'll say, Kristaps Porzingis was the best basketball player on the planet. And it was very special to watch on the biggest stage, one that he hadn't been anywhere near the NBA Finals. I don't even know if he had won a playoff series before that. And to see what he did in the finals, and to see how he's picking his team up right now when they're not playing all that well, because he's doing that too. And my God, can the man hit threes? Every big man thinks they can hit threes, especially when they make it to the NBA. But when you have a guy who's actually as effective in the 3-point shot as he has been, I mean, goodness me. 3-point percentage this month is 51%. Come on, man. Come on with that. He's 7'2". Any team would kill to have a guy like that. Kill. He's shooting 42% this year. He's coming off a major surgery, 42% from three. And his January has just been off the charts good. Man, averaging 29 minutes, 20 and a half points a game in those 29 minutes, shooting 51% from the floor and 51% from three. Like, turn me up, man, on 13 shots a game. Man, he's just killing it for this team. But you do need to, of course, the bearer of the bad news here, you do need to wonder when that stretch is going to be, when there is going to be a nagging injury, when there's going to be some management on his body. Because you had a 25-game stretch at about this time last year, right? Wintertime last year, I guess dead of wintertime. And you thought you were okay, and then he gets hurt for, essentially another month and a half with the playoffs. He misses 2.5 series. So that will come at some point, probably. You just hope to minimize it. And you realize the value of this guy. And you see what Marcus Smart has done after this. See, this was, I was, I guess, in the minority of this, but I was one of those guys who was happy with that trade from the beginning. And again, loved Marcus Smart, man. Fun guy to watch. Definitely one who was, good leader, good in the community. Like, you like all those things. But the way he plays after the age of 30, you're on borrowed time in terms of effectiveness. He could still play some more, but in terms of effectiveness, borrowed time. By the way, Memphis is having a good year. Memphis is back to being good. About the same record as the Celtics, actually, last I checked. But Porzingis is just, the unicorn is the only way to put it. He's one of one. And he's such a nightmare in matchups. And there are some games and some teams that you put him out there and you're like, they can't guard this guy. And unfortunately, he was out for a couple of games in the finals, but Dallas was one of those teams where you just, in an NBA finals, you have a guy who's your third or fourth best player most nights, who's an absolute cheat code, and they can't guard him. And of course, the Knicks couldn't do anything to get him into the playoffs. And he comes to the Celtics and wins an NBA championship. I am such a big Porzingis fan. And if they can keep him moderately healthy, even with, some of their other stars underperforming, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday to an extent, but he kind of had a regular season like this last year before having an awesome postseason. If that's how it's going to work, you can afford to have that if Porzingis is moderately healthy and playing at the level that he's playing at right now, which is so damn good. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow along, because we'll be here every weekday, high noon Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central, and then wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Cam Stewart. Zach Burke, thank you for keeping us on the air and telling us about your favorite Jack Nicholson movies. We'll see you tomorrow on The Cam Show.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Tusains, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.